I'm wearing this top because of the color. The color is the color of fire. And I want you to think of the fire as the heart of the team. So I'm going to ask Rula to come and start the fire. So I made it wet for a reason. Because fire doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of care to get a fire going. And if we can think about the fire as being the heart of the team, there's not much warmth or nothing much that comes from a fire at the start. It takes a lot of care. Rula's struggling here because that's where we are as a team at the moment. We don't really know each other. It takes care for relationships to happen. It doesn't just happen just like a fire. So we won't get a lot of warmth back from the team space yet until we connect as individuals amongst each other. So this is after a couple of dinners together. It's starting to get better. There are little sticks next to you. If you can every now and again just come and add your stick. Russell will start us off, okay, with sticks, and just add into the fire space as I chat, and hopefully this fire will get going as we get going. This fire, even if it's a big fire, a very big fire, if we've cared for it, it's given us lots of heat, and we've put bigger sticks on, eventually it will go out. But if we've cared for it, there will be embers that we can start the fire tomorrow. Guys, we're going to lose matches. We're not going to win them all. But then we've got to start that fire up again from the embers that were there. And hopefully we'll make a nice fire that we can restart again. But then it takes care again. And so when we lose, sometimes we get under pressure, we get upset. We get upset with each other maybe, but we've got to start that fire again with care. And we start again, and then we go again. And so, all the time, let's do things properly. Let's care for each other properly. And then when we have a setback, we can restart from the embers. If you're sitting out, we all feel for you. Make a contribution. Pat someone, encourage your biggest rival that's taken your space. Your spot in the team, you go and put your arm around him. Say good luck, behind you all the way. Okay, that's making a contribution. You need to be authentic as a cricketer for us to achieve what we want to achieve. Be yourself. You're here for a reason. You've been selected for a reason, for a particular skill that we need for this team. Back that skill. Don't try and be someone else. Don't try and be another person. Be yourself and play your way. Be authentic to yourself. Don't try and copy someone. We've bought you for what you can deliver. So be authentic. You got to know yourself to be able to communicate well with others. So think about what makes you tick. What are your desires? What are your dreams? As a little boy, I wanted to farm, and I've got there. It hasn't been easy, but I've got there. And you've got to have your path in life. Think about what makes, what drives you. When I was 10, my gran gave me 2 hives. And ever since then, I've done bees. And so it's been a big hobby of mine throughout my life. I'd say I know quite a lot about beekeeping. And I enjoy doing it, and I find it very rewarding. They're very interesting creatures, bees. But before I get there, this is my veil, okay? Come, Tom. Let's dress you up. It's a bit dirty. We won't dress you up properly, but we'll start your. Again, I'll do it. Okay, so he gets the first thing, guys. Okay, the first thing is with bees, I have to prepare flippin' well because they're very, very dangerous. And if I don't prepare, I wear proper boots, I wear 3 pairs of socks because my ankles have been taken like 50 stings before you can blink. If I don't do these up properly, Okay, the zip's up properly, and I leave a gap. The bees will find that gap and go in there. Guys, if I'm not careful, I will die if I'm not taking care of my kit. So I make sure there are no holes. I make sure that this is not against my chin, because then they zip on there. I make sure it's not on my nose, because they'll zip me there. I make sure that every single, there's nowhere that the bee can come in. That's good enough. So I can't take chances. I will die. So the first thing is preparation. Us as a team, we've tried to prepare well. A bee lives for 6 weeks in its life, from start to finish. We're here for 6 weeks. A bee makes 1/4 of a teaspoon of honey in its life, which is not a lot. Okay? But if, with a hive, their success comes from numbers, because 1/4 of a teaspoon is not a lot. But with everyone making a contribution, there's a lot of honey at the end of the day. And I get a lot of honey at the end of a harvest in a good year. But they are very structured, just like we have to be structured as a team. We have to have structure. We've got to know how to play. They've got a routine that they do. They're flippin' clever, as I've said before. So there's an operation of a hive, just like we have to operate as a team. They're very, very efficient. There are no balls here. All right, no one makes a mistake. They can't make a mistake. So there are different roles at different times that the bee lives, just like we have roles. And they've got to be very clear in their roles, like we have to be very clear in our roles. And that's our job as captain, as coaches, to tell you what role you have in the team. They're very efficient, they're very busy, they look for work. They don't wait to get told, they look for work. It's instinctively that they know what to do. At this stage, guys, you've also got to be instinctively knowing what to do in the team. But if we do well and we all contribute, there is a pot of gold at the end of the 6 weeks. And so we can pass this around. This is just fresh honey. And you can, excuse my pocket, but take a spoon and taste the burl's honey. And then just throw your spoon into fire and enjoy. And hopefully we play well and there's a pot of gold at the end of the 6 weeks, just like at the end of a bee's life. After 6 weeks, he's made a contribution of 1/4 of a spoon, half of that of honey. So enjoy, guys. I hope you enjoyed the chat and the atmosphere, the surrounds, and we can, after a while, go back and have some food.